Welcome back, gentlemen, to this is an update on traditional markets, the stock market. Just want to show you here. This is a manufacturing ISM manufacturing index. I'm looking at the daily chart. It's been crashing, so manufacturing here in the U.S. is having a really hard time. We're trying to bottom, but we'll see. It did bounce a little bit, but we'll see what happens here. We're below the Kumo cloud, and that's never a good thing. The history has shown that we get below the Kumo cloud and bounce, so it's possible that manufacturing could come back in. It really ebbs and flows in some sort of cycle here. But right now we're down. This is Vanguard Index Funds. It's a real estate ETF. And Vanguard is put in some topping pattern, but we'll see what happens here in the next couple of days, whether or not we get continuation of the upside. It has been fairly lucrative. If you look at a weekly chart, it's been pushing. And this is probably your high-end real estates, right? High-end real estate just keeps continuing to go up. This is back to our base. Where was our low? Wow, it just keeps going, doesn't it? 2007, 2008 would be my thoughts. Yep, 2008. Actually, we had a low in February of 2009, and then it bounced and then has been running ever since. So, this is high-end real estate looking good. Just as a comparison, I wanted to show you on the daily what's happening here with the Chinese stock market. Their whole stock market is gap down. It's having a hard time. Now they have their own version of a plunge protection team, and you can tell that they're working hard at propping this up, but they're really backsliding quite a bit. So when we started this sell-off, and this was the 23rd of January, when it opened again on the 3rd of February, there was a huge gap down here. Just nasty. And that gap down from the close to the open was down 9%. So in just one day, it went down 9% from close to open. And then the next day, it rose up a little bit. But then the next day, it opened even lower, which was nasty. But all day long, they pushed it up. Now, we did have a gap up. This was, today? Yeah, so they're open right now, and they had a gap up today, and then the plunge protection team in China is pushing this up again, back above the Kumo cloud. So hopefully, they're talking about this being the coronavirus sell-off, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm just looking at the TA here. Dow Jones Industrial did not get hit quite as bad as China, though it was a sell-off. What I'm looking for here is maybe create a bottoming pattern and then start pushing up to the upside. But right now it looks bearish in my opinion. We're out of the market. This gap down was pretty nasty. It happened on the 27th of January. We got out of it, and we're just waiting to see what happens, even if we're buy higher. Now remember, these are paper trades for me. I'm not in traditional markets, but I do track them every day. When I see this thing officially confirm going higher, I'll get back in. But right now it looks pretty bearish. SPX, this is the S&P 500, and it is almost a buy again, but I wouldn't buy it yet. We still have some bear pressure right here, where we did gap up today, which was great, but I need to see it prove itself and see if it can hold that 20-day moving average. Volume is coming in, which is really nice too. So SPX could be on a recovery right now, but we'll see. We're going to know a lot about tomorrow's close. By tomorrow's close, we should know quite a bit more. This is the 10-year yield treasury bond. Don't look any further out don't look at the 30-year or any of that. It's so far out that it doesn't even matter. I think most of the action is played anyway in a 10-year treasury bond. Right now it's very bearish, and it has been for quite some time. So it's just That's just the way it is. I think the trend will continue down. AG. This is First Majestic Silver Corp, and it has been on a downtrend ever since the 8th of January. We have the Lucid SAR pushing down lower, and we're below the Kumo cloud with no end in sight at $9.52. So this is a silver miner right here, right? We got a silver miner here that's being punished. U.S. Brent crude, we went over this in my other video, but U.S. Brent crude had a high of almost 71.30, and it's now down to 54 in just a couple weeks. So Brent crude is getting smashed. It's getting cheaper and cheaper, and this is not healthy for emerging markets. UNG, this is United States Natural Gas Fund, and it has been falling ever since this sell in the 6th of November. It broke through an area of support that we had here with a gap down. We had a retest, and then it fell back lower. It just doesn't look good at all, and it's just been a nightmare for anyone who's interested in this fund itself. $14.65 for natural gas. It's getting cheap, getting real cheap. All right, let's look over here at Lawson Products. This is a industrial tools and supply company. Yeah, it's getting smashed. It's getting hammered. They're selling big things to like Caterpillar, the U.S. military, mining companies. It's all manufacturing. They're all the way down to like a mom and pop shop that does small manufacturing. They are getting punished, and they're getting just wrecked right now. It is at $47.75, and a lot of this goes hand in hand with our manufacturing index here, where we're just seeing crashing prices, and Lawson is showing crashing prices also. So there may be some sort of correlation between the two. General Electric is at $12.58. Now, it had a gap up, and so I thought, yeah, we might need to see this thing run higher. We'll see what happens. I don't know of any fundamental analysis. I don't know of any news right now, but GE has been, it's possible with this new green energy type thing that maybe they're trying to push in some more power plants that are made by General Electric. So you're seeing them possibly start. They're in the nuclear game, by the way. If they put in more nuclear plants to get this energy, nuclear energy thing going even stronger, then GE might play a critical role, and that might be what we're seeing here. Possibilities, we'll see. But GE is your first buy actually in the market. Caterpillar, is getting smashed. This is all part of industry. I thought, a while back that this would be a possible buyback area right here, and we're there. We're kind of in that area, and we're starting to get a bounce, but we'll see if we can get continuation. Boeing is, this is on the 1-day chart for Boeing. Boeing's last sell for me was the 20th of November. The prices did push higher, but then rolled right back down. I was concerned about this with this candle here was very scary to me. And when we got it the next day up higher, I was like, let's just get out. And it's been a sell ever since. Once we plunged below that 50-day moving average, I was not interested in getting in this until we get back above it. So yeah, Boeing is not doing too good. AMD is advanced micro devices. You're looking at a chip manufacturer here. When we started selling off, I got out with a gap down. But we'll see what happens here. It's starting to make a bid to run higher, and I'd love to get in it soon. I like this gap up, but it needs to prove itself tomorrow with continuation. ZM. This is Zoom Video. Now, I use Zoom. I think it's probably one of the best companies out there for video as far as with UI, user interface, and the way that you can share your screens to one another. I love Zoom. We bought back here on the 29th of January, and it's been running up. Today has been a little bit of a red day with a pullback. This was today. We'll see about tomorrow if we can continue on this uptrend. I think this is a healthy pullback. It's not a rip your face off, turn around reversal yet, but we'll see. Zoom is still a buy. Facebook. I hate Facebook and love to see it. I love to see it pull back. It looks like it's starting to gather strength and possibly reverse off of this Kumo cloud, which is important, but we'll see what happens here. We had a bit of a goof here. I sold here. This was a pretty good topping pattern here with failing volume. We had a buy right here and then a sell right here, but I immediately the next day got back in and then had my face ripped off by this candle. But I thought, let's just be patient and see if this thing cannot start producing and making money, because this to me looked like we were forming a bottom right here. So the bottom was formed. We did finally punch up into the Kumo cloud and above it, and we've been above it ever since. Let's hope that this thing can hold. We did see a sell here. So we did run it all the way up here, got a sell, and now we're waiting to see for this market to prove itself to buy higher. As far as right now, it's not a buy for me yet. Alibaba gapped up. And I would say that I need one more day to see what this is going to do, but this may be a buy tomorrow also. I do think that it's acting very erratic right now because of the situation in China with the coronavirus and the stock markets in general. But you have gap downs followed by gap ups with red days and gap downs with green days following. You got gap up, and we'll see what happens. So there's a lot of chop going in the market right now. There's a lot of unsure people and investors. So it's best just to hang back, wait till it proves itself with a real direction, and then enter then. Amazon right now has been a gap up. We got in on this day. That was lucky. That was just luck right there, 30th of January. We saw a gap up the next day, and then with a pullback. This looks overbought in my opinion, but there is nothing rational about these markets right now. So we'll see what happens. Amazon is still a buy. FedEx is a sell. It has been once it started, crashing below this Kumo cloud, and we were losing volume. And moving averages started to dive. It's just a stay out of it situation. Also, the holidays are over for FedEx. So, there's normal commerce happening, but without the Christmas pump that you get, and this is money from Christmas pump and profits being used up there. Apple is still running. It looks like this was our last buy on the 6th of December with this big gap up here and a big day. The next day we did get a pullback, and then it's just been running ever since. Now Apple, I believe, is one of those market darlings that the elite love. I think you're going to just see them continuing to promote the price of Apple along with the rest of the FANG stocks, Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google, and you could add Tesla to that even. Here's Netflix right here. Netflix gap up, one of the FANG stocks, looking good. Smashed through one of my target areas, so I'm going to pull this out of here. Well, actually, let's remove that. There you go. Clean up the chart a little bit and remove that. There you go. So Tesla, we got in just a couple days ago on a paper trade, the 28th, and it did pull back. It got a little nerve-wracking with a diminishing volume, but then pushed up to the upside. So actually, I don't know why this is red. Netflix should be green. There you go. All right, now we're jumping into Google. Google is red. What is happening? Where is my... All right, so is it... Why is this not here? Okay, so I remember getting out on this after this gap down. I got out right here. So it wasn't the best play, but it was one of my I just said, you know what, screw it. Let's just stay out of the market for now until the market decides. But I think that because Google is one of the FANG stocks, I don't think that this is going to be down for very long. I think you're going to see more run to the upside. Okay, Tyson Foods. Tyson Foods is a sell. It's continuing to go down, down, down. Yeah, we're down to $83. On Thanksgiving, where were we on Thanksgiving? Here it is right here. Lots of Thanksgiving turkeys being sold. We had this big move to the upside, which was really great. Looked like a topping pattern. We had a big hard sell-off. We got out on that day and then got right back in on this bullish engulfing candle, and we basically just rode it all the way over here until this day here. Now there wasn't much gained in profit because you're looking at 88.21, and then the sell finally was at 89.98. That was from this buy to this sell, which was quite a long time for only, about 1%. But, whatever, a win's a win. I mean, now you're on the right side of the trade with it going down. So Tyson Foods doing its thing. Let's look at Subaru Corporation, still in the downtrend. Stay out of that one. Race is your Ferrari. Ferrari, that high-end deal. I've been in it since over here, and now it's starting to roll over. Today we did finally get a close below the 50-day moving average, so I'm thinking about getting out of it. In fact, I could call this a sell right now. So let's turn that into a sell right now. Remember, these are all paper trades for me. Boom, I'm out of here. This is good profit. The entry level was around 139, and then the exit is at 150. It's better just to take gains off the table, and if it reverses, then we can get back in. Okay, let's lock that down and save it. Let's jump into Ford. Ford has been pulling back and is looking a lot better now. I want to look at this healthy market here. Look, we're above the Kumo cloud. That's fantastic. Boom, boom. We did get a gap up. And I love the volume. Finally came in strong today. Volume came in strong today with Ford. So I would put Ford in as a buy. And let's see about locking that down and making Ford a buy. That is really good. Love to see Ford produce. All right, GM is also looking real smart. I love this, and GM is finally a buy. Boom. But be careful. GM, and let's look at Ford one more time. Okay, so GM is not as bullish as Ford, so we have to really keep an eye on this one here because it could rip our faces off and reverse. Because it's just like right on the edge. It's not as bullish. BMW is still continuing its downtrend. Is still a sell. Tesla has been a buy since, at least for us, since the 6th of December 2019 at $333. And it's now at 887 and with a continuous uptrend. This thing is a beast. It literally is part of the beast system. So, yeah. There's that. Overstock is still a sell. They're going to continue to punish Overstock for being speaking truth about the corruption in the market and its owners who want what's best for people in general. Overstock is probably the best place to shop for doing good work. And Amazon is pretty evil. So, I would promote Overstock. I would love to shop there more. But it looks like the elite want to continue to shove the price lower and lower. And they want to continue to drive this company into the ground. Okay, Overstock is a sell right now. Starbucks. Ooh, baby. Starbucks has been a sell right here. We got out here, bought here, sold here, and now it's starting to look bullish again. So starting, it's not there yet. It's close, but it's not there yet. Still a sell. This is Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts is still a sell in my opinion. I would stay. Oh, actually, this looks good. I like this is not a gap up, but this was a good move to the upside. And RSI looks fantastic, actually. So we're going to keep an eye on this, and I'm going to still stay out of this market for right now. Because I think where Starbucks goes, Dunkin' also goes. I think they're kind of one of those companies that trades in tandem. Very similar. Twitter is moving to the upside here, and if it breaks this parabolic SAR, I would be interested in getting in, maybe tomorrow. But right now we have some low volume right now, although because of this really great day, indicators and moving averages are moving to the upside, and even above the Kumo cloud would be really great. So let's see, just one more look at this. Yeah, it's probably going to be a buy tomorrow. Dick's Sporting Goods continuing its downtrend. I'm anticipating it breaking the Kumo cloud tomorrow. Now we don't need to get into dollars. Let's look into MoneyGram International. It's a sell. Uber is continuing its uptrend as a buy right here. We had a gap up right here, and I was thinking I should have entered the day before right here because it did look bullish that day. I was kind of lazy on the call and didn't get it. So I hung in there, and we've been riding it up ever since. Uber's doing really good at $38.53. Lyft is at $50 even right now and is still a buy since 9th of January, where we got in roughly about 45. So it's only moved up $5, but looking good. What else we have? Sony Corporation is wow. We put in a really good day today. We finally got out. Finally on this day with a gap down. There's a gap down right here. We got out, and Sony has now put in a bottom with a gap up. So today it's okay to get in with a little bit of a loss, but we have to get in on the right side of the trend. Sony PlayStation 5 is coming, and along with every other great thing that Sony makes, I love that company. So looking good there. Yeah, and how's the British pound to the USD? Kind of flat right now. So I think we're trying to nail out the EU/Brexit things that are happening. All right, that's it for today, guys. I hope you found this interesting. If you like it and want to see this type of thing more, let me know. Otherwise, I just like to pull it out once in a while and kind of show you what I'm thinking about when I look at these markets, whether they're buys or sells. All right, talk to y'all later. I'm out. See ya.